take up arms against the constituted government by our constitution, it is wrong, and by our military action, because you're carrying arms, you're a combatant, we'll take you out.
The military has urged media to be wary of the antic of terrorist groups and their sympathizers as they embark on blackmailing the military as a result of airstrikes. According to the Director of Defense Media Operations, military operations have prevented evil elements from accomplishing their strategic objectives.
We carry out due diligence by way of intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance before conducting any airstrike. This process is painstaking and is aimed at distinguishing the terrorist from the rest before airstrikes are conducted. These airstrikes, and as has been observed, have resulted in the death of several of these terrorist leaders and their cohorts, hibernating in enclaves across the theaters of operation. It therefore should not be surprising that it is a great source of pain for the terrorists and their cohorts. It is for this reason that the terrorists have engaged in a media plot aimed at blackmailing the military in order to cause us to halt future strikes. The plot will depict pictures and videos of persons purported to have been casualties of military airstrikes. They will further claim that the innocent civilians have been killed as a result of our airstrikes. I put it to you that all this is geared towards denting the image of the military and causing our airstrikes to halt. It is therefore important for the media to be wary of the antics of these terrorist groups and their sympathizers. It must be understood that our operations have prevented these evil elements from accomplishing their strategic objectives. Troops will continue to apply intense military pressure on them to kill them or to cause them to surrender.
Giving updates of the operational activities of troops during the period under review, Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, says troops neutralized 192 terrorists and arrested 341 persons while rescuing 62 kidnapped hostages.
To the period under review, troops neutralized 192 terrorists and arrested 341 persons while rescuing 62 kidnapped hostages during the week under review. A total of 122 terrorist combatants surrendered with their families during the week under review. Troops also arrested 37 perpetrators of oil theft, and in the South-South, troops denied the oil theft of over 820 billion naira during the week. Furthermore, troops recovered 211 assorted weapons and 6,288 assorted ammunition during the week.
The director also urged Nigerians not to take up arms. He said these acts are against the constitution and therefore unacceptable for persons or groups to take up arms against a constituted government.
These acts are against our constitution And for those who don't know, our constitution stipulates that our country is indissoluble and indivisible. Accordingly, it is unacceptable for any person or group to take up arms against the country. And anyone or group that takes up arms against the country, be sure that you are inviting military action, and we will decisively take actions to deal with you. Wearing uniform and carrying arms, you're a dead man. And now I'm speaking from the military point of view on these matters. And therefore, all should take note. Once you take up arms against the constituted government by our constitution, it is wrong, and by our military action, because you're carrying arms, you're a combatant, we will take you out. Above all, the fighting spirit of our men and women in uniform is strong, is resilient, is focused, is proud, and is committed. We understand in the military that we have no choice but to continue to defeat the enemy and create a safer environment for citizens. We will continue to do our best and make sure we create a safer environment for citizens by defeating the terrorists and their cohorts. Terrorist enclaves around the eastern parts of Kwashabawa, particularly Maram Tukuru camp in Gusau local government area of Zamfara state. While the clip speaks for itself, our battle damage assessment at the end of the interdiction revealed that the loyalists of Nasanda and his allies were neutralized as a result of the airstrikes.
The military is working decisively to kill the terrorists, dismantle their networks, and create conditions whereby they cannot carry out acts of terror or harm citizens. The armed forces of Nigeria would continue to hunt the leadership of these terrorist groups everywhere across the theaters of operations. Olaimi Eson, for Spy TV.